세상에 제일 문제가 여러 가지 나라의 문제도 있고 남자, 여자, 사회 문제, 이 하늘땅의 문제가 얼마나 많은지 몰라요.
There could be millions of different issues and the problems in the world dealing with individuals and nations and so forth. But what is the most critical problem we are facing now?
그중에서 제일 문제가 무슨 문제냐면
What is it?
타락했다는 걸 모르는 것이 제일
The
문제다.
ignorance of human beings that we had a fall in the beginning of human history.
여기 저 꼬마들 다 타락에 대한 알아?
What about you young children? Do you know about the human fall?
그 언제 나만한 사람이 타락시켰어? 젊은 사람이 타락시켰어?
When was it when the human fall took place? Were they adults or they were in the process of growing up?
너 같은 애들이?
Just like you, young children.
아담 에바가 몇 살 때 타락했다고 그랬나?
What age do you think Adam and Eve were when they fell?
60 is ready in the place.
What about you? Those who are 16 years of age, show your hands.
Be careful. 60 years of age. 와, dangerous age.
Certainly it's a dangerous age.
자, 그러면 이제 이 타락됐다는 걸 몰랐는데 너희들은 타락된 걸 알아?
Well, people in general do not know about human fall. What about you? Do you know about human fall?
그 너희들은 타락 절대 할 수 있나? 절대 안 할 수 있나?
What about your position then? Do you think you have potential to make a fall like Adam and Eve, or you are absolutely sure about yourself that you'll never commit human fall?
Yes or no? 자, 너들 남자나 여자는 미남자를 좋아하고 미남자는 미인을 좋아하는 거 알아?
Do you know that in general, the women like to have handsome man, vice versa, handsome men want to have beautiful women.
그 handsome man, beautiful woman 이것들이 뭐라는 거야?
So what are they? What are the purpose of having handsome man and the beautiful women? What's the reason? What's the purpose?
handsome man을 왜 beautiful woman을 왜 handsome man을 절대로 필요하냐? 그 반대냐?
Do we absolutely need a handsome man and the beautiful woman?
남자의 것을 여자가 절대 필요치 않고 내 여자의 것을 남자가 절대 필요치 않아? 절대 필요하던 거야.
Well, what is the case? Do men need women absolutely? Or then do women need men absolutely, or vice versa? Do we need each other or not?
너희들도 결혼하지 않은 소년들도 그걸 알고 있어?
You unmarried young children, you know about that too?
야, 스트레인지 해석해. 지금 모른다고. 모르니까 문제야.
Well, people do not know.
모르니까 문제야.
That is the problem.
그렇기 때문에 청소년 시대는 무엇보다도 절대 지켜야 할 것이 뭐냐면 말이야. 순결이다, 순결.
That's why the children out there, the young children, do not know about this truth. Therefore, we have to educate all those young children about the abstinence, pure love.
퓨어러브란 말은 하지만 퓨어러브를 경험도 모르고 내용도 모르잖아, 너다.
It's easy to say about pure love and abstinence and so forth, but you haven't had experience. You don't know what that means exactly, do you?
퓨어러브가 뭐야?
What is the meaning of pure love to you?
퓨어러브를 바라는 사람은 말이야, 결혼하기 전에 처음에 청각 때에 데이트하는 것을 허락해야 되겠나, 안 허락해야 되겠나?
If you are seeking pure love before marriage, do you think you should be allowed to have date?
데이트하고 싶지 않아?
But don't you want to have a date?
너가 학교 가면 데이트하는데 태가 줄을 지가지고 교정 뭐 어디 산이고 전부 다 일일이 달려있는데 그거 보고 딱 스피드하고 했어.
But as soon as you go out of this door, in your school community here and there, you see everywhere children doing dating with each other. You sure you will be spitting at them?
어저께 축복보가 뒤에 앉은 어른들은 이런 말을 할 필요도 없기 때문에 조금 기다리라고.
Well, those who had marriage ceremony yesterday, you adults, you don't need this kind of talk, so be patient. I am teaching children this morning.
이미 흘러간 사람 낙제하고
You know, those adult couples, you represent past. But now I'm dealing with the future. So I gotta whisper to them.
비과해야 내가 좋은 말을 해주지. 또 나이 많아가지고 처음에 컴플리케이트드가
It's conditional. You have to keep absolute silence. Then I will pour out all the necessary truth. But if you become noisy, I may quit.
컴플리케이트. 자, 그러면 타락이 어떻든 타락이 뭐라고?
So what's the meaning of human fall? Do you know that?
남자 여자 악수한다고 데이트 한번 해가야?
Was it the shake hand between Adam and Eve or dating between Adam and Eve?
아담의 누스에 옷을 입고 살았나 벌거벗고 살았나?
What about their life? At the time of Adam and Eve, were they moving around and jump around and walk around naked, or they had their clothes on?
15, 16은 남자도 클 대로 크고 여자도 클 대로 다 똑같지.
At the age of 15, 16, as a boy, as a girl, your body becomes mature, almost mature. Still naked?
너들 전부 저 16살 된들 전부 다 옷을 벗고 되면 부끄러움 믿기 안 믿기.
What about you? At the age of 16, if you have to walk around the streets and here and there naked, won't you feel embarrassed?
그럼 입, 가슴,
Mouth,
엉덩이,
breast, hip,
섹슈얼 오간.
your level. They all have to be exposed.
가리고 갔나 안 가리고 갔나?
Don't you want to cover them?
아담의 16살 때 가리우고 이래가지고 저 얘기하자고 그랬겠나? 안 가리고 갔나?
What about Adam and Eve? We are talking about the before the human fall. Do you think when they talk to each other, when they walk together, do you think their body, the important parts were covered or naked, open?
그 아담이나 해와가 보게 되면 전부 다 아이를 몸뚱이도 닳고 전부 다 아래가 전부 다 다른데 관심이 있었겠나 없었겠나?
Well, when they looked at each other, they certainly, I'm sure they certainly realized the different shapes of body as they kept growing. Don't you think they paid attention to the difference of their body structure?
너들은 어때?
What about you? What would you do if you were in that position?
관심 없어?
You don't have any interest.
웃는 거 보니까 관심이 있는 놈이 이시야.
You are laughing. That tells me that you have interest in it too.
자, 순결이 어디를 중심 삼고 하는 말이었나?
When we say,
이를 중심하고 하는 말이야, 가슴을 중심 하는 말이야, 힙부를 중심 삼고 하는 말이야, 삼각지대를 중심.
when we talk about purity, pure love, what organ are we specifically indicating? Our mouth, hips, breast, or love organ?
그게 다 벗고 다 매일같이 봤는데 무슨 그것이 관심이 있겠나?
Well, suppose you are in the circumstance that you live with boy or girl together naked from ever since you were born all the way. Why suddenly you will pay attention to the difference of your body structure to each other? why suddenly you will pay attention to the difference of your body structure to each other?
너 최내 아들도 오빠들 있지? 오빠 있지?
Do you have your elder brothers?
네? 엘더브라더고 양가 시스타가 말이야. 들어지. 밤에 잘 때 방이 둘이 있겠겠나? 같이 잘 수도 있을까나?
Between elder brother and younger sister, when they slept at night, do you think they had separate rooms or they slept together in the same room? At the time of Adam and Eve.
벌거벗고 서로 오빠하고 네 동생하고 부담 없고 잘 수도 있을까나? 잠깐만, 나도 잘 모르겠어.
What do you think? Don't you think Adam and Eve sometimes hugged each other while they were sleeping? Or they didn't do that at all?
요즘에 미국에 잘 사는 집이 방이 많아가지고 문 닫아 굴고 살게 돼서 나뭇잎이다 자연에서 아무것도 모르고 살아고 있으니까 말이야. 그 기림대 가운데, 더울 땐 기림대 가운데 들어가면 제일 저 그늘진 데 가려면 둘이 붙들고 손을 흔데 자기 잘 수도 있다고.
You have to remember, at the time of Adam and Eve, they didn't have luxury of having air-conditioned rooms. So they were just open out in the wilderness. So when it's hot, it's natural that they would go to a shady place under a big tree, and if the shady place is limited, they were holding each other and sitting together tightly, and all kind of situations could happen.
아담하고 저 해와하고 남자 여자가 성격이나 모든 성격이 달라 같아.
Between Adam and Eve, what do you think? Do you think their personalities were different or the same?
그렇기 때문에 남자는 처음부터 아침 일찍 내려가면 떠나가가지고 턱들 잡고 새도 잡고 뭐 별의별 전부 다 일해가지고 자기가 장래 주간하면 잡아보고 처음부터 체크하고 다닐 텐데 여자는 아담 가는 산에 올라가가지고 강을 건너고 다 싫어하기 때문에 방 안에 앉아가지고 오빠 날 데리고 가라고 울었겠나 안 울었겠나.
Adam, as a young boy, enthusiastic, energetic boy, he, as soon as wake up in the morning, early morning, he would run to the field, run up to the mountain, chasing after rabbits and the deer and so forth. And then Eve, being a girl, sitting at the home in the house, saying that, my brother, please take me along because I cannot cross the river by myself. Don't you think that kind of situation would happen there?
오빠 날 데려가줘 왜 혼자가 울었겠나.
My brother Adam, why don't you take me? She might have cried.
그리고 아담이 그렇게 조금만 가다가 따라쓰면 좀 뭐야 이거 우리가 죽으라네.
So then what kind of reaction do you think there was from Adam? Adam might have said, you little girl stay home, don't bother me, I'm busy.
자 그러면 그거 울고 있는 해와를 누가 와서 봐줬겠나.
But then if Eve was in tears because Adam left her alone, who else do you think was available that time to comfort Eve?
응? 누구야? 천사자, 심부름꾼, 종이야. 심부름꾼이
Archangel, Lucifer,
아켄젤은 옷을 입고
who was originally created as an errant man for God's
해와
creation.
우는 걸 안아주고 업어주고 했겠나. 아켄젤도 벗고 업어주고 전부 다 안아주고 했겠나.
Remember, at that time, even Archangel, even though he was fully grown, was naked. Adam and Eve, like 3 years old, 4 years old, but as they kept growing, Archangel used to carry them on his back. Doesn't matter, it's Adam or Eve.
그럼 해와가 전부 다 나이 적으니까 사랑이라든가 모든 동물들 보게 돼 쌍쌍해가지고 새끼체 가져가지고 이런 거 볼 때 말이야. 그걸 전문적으로 아는 것이 해와일 것이야 천사자일 것이야.
So while Archangel Lucifer was taking care of Adam and Eve, particularly while he was carrying Eve on his back, sitting Eve on his lap, they are both naked and suddenly started watching the animals around them mating and doing all kind of natural things. Who do you think was inspired more about that kind of dating and the mating of the animals?
새들 봐도 순놈 있고 안놈 있고 말이야. 동물도 봐도 순놈 있고.
When they watched
곤충을
birds, they could certainly distinguish the male and female action there. Even animals.
너들은 뭐야? 메일이야, female이야?
What about you sitting here? Are you male or female?
female, 여긴 뭐야?
How about you?
왜? 그 메일, female 뭐라는 거야, 도대체?
What is your role as a male?
새 세계의 메일하고 female은 뭐라는 거야?
What about in the world of birds? What are the functions and roles of male birds and the female birds?
뭐라는 거야?
What's the purpose of having male bird and female bird?
그 외계 메일, 피멜이 왜 그 순놈, 암놈 도대체 뭐라는 거야? 순놈, 암놈 사랑하고 사랑하면서 좋아하면서 살기 위해서 메일, 피멜이 생겼다.
God created birds, male and female, because God wanted to see them loving each other and multiplying together.
여기 저 음장이 앉아서 우리 그 애기들은 말들이 배웠다. 우리 남자 여자도 저 음장 밑에 하나님 앞에 칭찬받을 수 있다. 사랑하지 말라고.
Our fathers and mothers, the adult members sitting back there, they look dignified. They may be proud of themselves, but don't be proud of yourself. They say, I'm talking about the universal law here.
이 사람들이 그 순결을 지킨 데 희망이 있어. 거기에 있는 사람들이 순결을 지킨 데 희망이 있어.
Where can God see more hope in terms of keeping purity, the abstinence among you children or among those adults?
아? Clearly, answer to me. I don't know.
Answer one more time. Children or adults?
알긴 아는만. 그러면 저 어른들은 전부 다 칠들에 대해서 순결이라는 것을 중요시 해가지고 밤이나 낮이나 지킬 수 있는 결심하고 있어 없어?
But then you adults, mommies and daddies, are you determined to keep your eye on your children so that they can keep their abstinence, pure love, purity? Are you doing that?
해가 좋아. 이제부터 그 표 리네이지를 지켜나갈 수 있어?
Do you have confidence that you can keep the pure lineage, God's lineage?
I am hearing the strange sound. 더 문제 일어난다. 그러니 한다고.
It's a big problem.
경고한다고?
This is my warning.
자, 이렇게 올라가. 동물 세계 모든 두 분은 뭐 순놈 안놈 재밌게는 지나간 둘이 사랑하고 나게 되면 새끼들이 새끼.
When you look at the animal kingdom, between male and female, they make mating, and then what happens next? They give birth to babies.
그래. 해와도 몰랐고 아담도 잘 몰랐지만 천사들은 보니
Adam and Eve, as a young children growing up, they didn't know about that. But Archangel, who was already in the position of adult, he knew about it.
아이고 순놈 새가 암놈 있더는데 아이고 어떻게 되는지 뭐 사랑하고 좋아하더니 새끼가 있다. 그것은 천사들은 누구보다도 잘 알았다는
It
거예요.
was a learning process for Adam and Eve. They saw two birds, male bird and the female bird, making mating. Then suddenly they saw the baby bird. So it was a kind of shock to them, but Archangel already knew about it.
조그만 놈이 어미애비 따라다니면서 뭐 먹여주고 너 얼마나 사랑스러워. 관심 가졌다 난 가졌다.
When they saw the little bird following the mommy bird and daddy bird and trying to eat this and that, Adam and Eve paid a lot of attention to it. They were interested in watching their growing. Don't you think so?
그래. 아하, 순놈 암놈이 저렇게 판결하게 되면 그런 새끼가 나오는 거냐. 아담 해와도 몰랐지만은 천사들은 그걸 알았기 때문에.
So they finally came to
무릎에 있는
realization.
해와를 무릎에다 벌거벗고 무릎에다 앵겼으면 어떻게 되겠나.
They came to realization that in order to multiply themselves, they have to go through mating like that. So, as I said, Adam and Eve didn't know to begin with about that kind of reality, but the Archangel knew. So the Archangel who knew about it, have set Eve on his lap. Don't you think he started feeling sensation? Don't you think he started feeling sensation?
자, 그래가지고 울다가 잠 때 업어도 주고 안아줄 때에 안게 될 때는 아이고 순놈 암놈 사랑하는데 아이고 해와 저 안고 보니까 말이야 음부하고 양보하고 닿기도 하는데 한 번만 힘만 주면 나도 저런 새끼를 그랬구나 생각했까 안 했거나.
So as I said, when Eve cried because Adam left her alone, so now the archangel comes into play a role for Eve to comfort her and to calm her down. So Eve sat on his lap. They are both naked, and Eve started, dozing like that. Then suddenly archangel realized that he had a chance. There is a chance that he can make a love relationship with Eve easily, even though Eve was just growing up, because she was right there. Their love organs were very close to each other. So it was just a matter of flick of second. If archangel wanted, he could have made love relationship with Eve easily.
남자가 천사자 같은 남자들이 그런 입장에서는 남자의 그 막대기가 죽갔나 살아나갔나.
What about you, man, grown-up adult? When you were in that kind of situation, I mean, put yourself into archangel position. Do you think your stick standing out of your central body will still remain soft or suddenly becoming strong?
From that, first time, say answer to me.
So, from that, what do you think you would feel?
저 천사장 하던 처음보다 도둑놈들의 도둑놈.
You men, you are all in the position of archangels. You are like a thieves.
정보요.
This is my warning.
미 세계 총괄 세계 1등 미인이 달라붙어가지고 그 섹슈얼 어간을 전부 다 겠다고 해도 난 죽은 사람 같이 된다. 자신 있어?
You men, do you have absolute confidence that even if the most beautiful woman in the world,
finest beautiful woman,
most beautiful and the finest woman in the world comes to you and tries to make love with you, you will even not blink at her. Do you have that kind of confidence?
경고하는 거야.
Again, this is my warning.
그러면 가까이 하다가는 문제가 생긴다.
If you have interest in it, if you keep yourself, your love organ close to that kind of situation or circumstances, there could be a
너도
big
이제
disaster.
10살, 17살 되면 아이고 저 여자가 내가 앞으로 마누라들의 사람이구만. 그래서 저와 같이 동물 세계에 쌍쌍이 돼가지고 새끼 태가지고 집을 가져가지고 어머니 아버지 돼가지고만 생각하가 나나갔나.
Suppose at the age of 16, like Adam and Eve, you are just pure and innocent children, and if you see
17, 18면 넘어.
same age, like the different sex, like boys and girls, don't you think you will start thinking, oh, I wish I had that particular girl as my wife so that I can have my children multiplying like birds and animals I see around.
그것이 성숙되지고 그걸 생각하기 전에 타락했다는 거예요.
But the point is, before they fully reach that level,
이제 18살 끝났어.
they made a human fall.
그걸 얘기해야지.
예.
17세 같은 얘기를 했는데. 그래서 너들도 이제 17, 18세만 되면, 저 뷰티풀 남자는 여자 같으면 내 주인 되고, 남자는 생각하기를, 아이고, 뷰티풀 걸은 내 마누라가 되면 좋겠다. 알 때가 오갔나, 안 오갔나.
So you have to go over this age of 15, 16. Then once you reach the age of 17, 18, 19, 20, then your emotion will be fully developed, more developed, and saying that, oh, I need a spouse in the future. So maybe that boy, that girl, don't you think you will reach that age to come to realize that kind of reality?
You don't know?
But Adam and Eve couldn't reach that level when
생각하지.
they made a fall.
그래?
You will certainly think about it, don't you?
자, 그 세계에 남자가 하나만이야, 여자가 하나만이야, 둘셋 여러 사람이 있어.
In the world of Adam and Eve, were there many boys and many girls?
Man is absolutely one, unique, unchanging forever. Only one man, one woman, not two. 그 해와가 아이고 아담 나 죽어도 싫다 뭐 어떻게 되겠냐.
What if Eve says, Adam, I'll never accept you. I hate you. Then what would happen?
눈으로 말을 하더라도 저지 가만히 안 있고 그 생식기가 가만히 안 있는 거야.
Eve wouldn't have any other choice. Adam is the only boy. So even if she says that, her body, like her breast, her love organ, will be all excited about Adam.
눈 뜨고 그럴까 눈 감고 이래가지고 거기에 풍덩 들어가려고 한다는 거예요.
So even with eyes closed, she would jump into Adam's bosom.
그렇기 때문에 여자에게서는 제일 무섭고 두려운 것이 자기가 허락받지 않은 상대하고 관계하면 그 가정이 망하고 나라가 망하고 세상이 망한다.
So the most destructive, fearful thing is, as a girl, as a woman, if you make a love relationship,
너들끼리 여기 좀
then you'll destroy yourself, further your family and your lineage.
이렇게 해서 뭐인가 이 소년들이 300명 모였던데 너들끼리 데이트하고 그래?
I was told that there is about 300 second generation young children working for this service for peace. What about you? Among you, are you dating each other?
응? 남자 생각해 여자들이.
What about you young girls? Do you think about boys, boyfriend?
응? 남자 걸프렌드. 응? 그런 생각하지.
Are you doing that? What about you boys? Are you thinking about finding a girlfriend among you?
자 그럼 그런 생각하는 남자나 여자는 순결된 남자 여자라고 될 수 있나? 조건 흠이 생긴 남자 여자라고 할 수 있나?
If there are some boys and girls who are thinking that way, can you say this group of 300 children are pure children, or the group with some scars, some damages? Can you say that it's intact, pure species?
미국 같은데 제가 어머니 아버지들은 야야야 나이가 돼 있는데 왜 데이트를 할 줄 모르고 혼자야 야들. 그 좋은 부모야 나쁜 부모 나도 모르겠어.
In the secular world, usually the parents watch their children growing up. As soon as the children reach the age of 16, 17, 18, they encourage their children to go out and find their girlfriends and boyfriends. Are they good parents?
No, N-O, K-N-O-W. Absolutely. N-O. Huh?
So, regardless of sex, boys and girls, you absolutely have to say no when it comes to dating.
여기 미국에서 뭐 만나가지고 뭐 키스하고 그건 입 맞추고 처음부터 그건 습관이 돼서 모르지만 말이야. 가슴이라든가 이건 애기의 보물이야. 그러면 이것은 남편의 보물인 거야 해야지.
You can have a natural greeting between boys and girls. It's okay. You can sometimes hug each other. It's fine. As long as it's a greeting, form of greeting. But as a girl, you must protect your organs, such as your breast, your love organ, and so forth, because they have to be kept intact for the sake of your coming children in the future.
그러니까 이 부정문 뭐 이러면 children, sexual organ, different owner. Is that true? Yes or no? Yeah. In this time, K-N-O-W.
This time you know what butter means, right? This time you know what butter means, right?
자, 그 순결이라는 것은 지금 난 그대로 꼭 깨끗해요. 예? 어머니, 아버지도 전부 다 그걸 지켜주고, 어머니도 지켜주고 다. 엄마, 아빠가 그걸 전부 다 열어놓고 마음대로 하는 엄마, 아빠가 지켜주는 거와 마찬가지로 형제가 지켜주려고 하는 그 이상 지킬 줄 알아야 순결한 남자, 여자가 되어가지고 결혼할 때 이것을 어박가 가져가지고 여자의 그 귀한 것은 남편에게 선물하고 남편의 귀한 것은 여자에게 선물을 주고받을 수 있는 것이 결혼이라고 하나니라. 결혼은 지극히 하늘땅 모든 만우주가 하나님 대신 주인 되는 사람들이 그럴 수 있는 걸 바라고 있다는 사실을 알아가지고 그걸 지킬 줄 아는 사람은 하늘과 땅의 모든 복을 받기에 부담이 없는 주인들이 되나니라.
When it comes to purity, we are talking about keeping yourself intact all the way. You should be protected, you should be guided by your parents and your younger brothers and elder sisters, younger sisters. Brothers and sisters all should work together with you and your parents so that everyone should be kept really pure and genuine until the moment comes that you receive the blessing of marriage from your parents and God, and then you will exchange the most precious gift of your love organ with your spouse. Then, upon there, God's blessing will be abundant.
자, 부인에 쓰는 신랑을 대해서 새 옷과 새 것을 바쳐야 되겠나? 또 남편 대해서는 부인인데 입던 것 겠다 입혀야 되겠나? 새 것을 겠다 입혀야 되겠나?
When you go through marriage, you receive your spouse. Are you willing to give something genuine to your spouse or something somebody already used? Which one?
Second one.
New, genuine, or second-handed one?
미국 사람들은 don't care. Second, even though second is good.
Americans out there, many people say that, I don't care, my wife is already second-handed woman.
그거 하나님이 볼 때 저놈의 자식, 저놈의
자식,
아이고 내 딸이 내 아들이 나갔나.
God will condemn. You cannot do it. Oh, God will welcome them.
너들도 그렇지.
What about you? You will spit at them?
blame.
Or you will welcome them?
좋아. 색감 핸드가 좋아.
What do you prefer as a young boys and girls when the time comes that you will marry? Do you want somebody really pure and genuine or already used by somebody else?
절대적이야?
Absolutely.
내 눈이 둥글 해주면 영혼이 둥글지. 코가 이거 불러가면 죽을 때까지 불러가고 입술이 생긴 대로 전부 다 그런데 그 섹슈얼 오간이 생긴 것은 남편을 위하고 또 저지그런 것은 애기를 위한 것인데 그것이 절대 유일 불변이 영원해야 된다.
Look at your eyes. They are shaped round. Look at your nose. It is protruding on your face. Your mouth shape. What about the shape of your love organ? They were created by God there for the sake of your spouse. And the girls, your breasts are growing and becoming bigger as you get aged for the sake of your future children. That's absolute. Unique, unchanging, and eternal.
자, 그러면 하나님이 야 이놈의 아담아 이놈의 해와 이성성사니까 네 집에 한번 들어가 살아보자 하고 찾아오더니.
Then, if you really keep yourself intact, genuine, and pure all the way, God will knock at your door and says, "You, Adam and Eve, you are my children, so I want to dwell within you."
알아서 너희들은 전부 다 시집가고 장가할 때가 됐으니 저 기관이 필요하지. Yes.
The time came that you have to marry, so now your love organ have to be activated. Don't you need that? Then Adam and Eve will go, yes. Yes, Father.
너도 예수할래?
What about you? Would you say yes to God if God comes to you with that challenge?
자, 결혼하려고 할 때 아빠, 엄마, 나 결혼 내가 가서요. 아빠가 먼저, 엄마가 먼저 얘기해야 되겠나? 너희들이 먼저 해야 되겠나?
What about speaking of marriage, when the time comes that you reach the age for marriage, who should initiate your marriage? You should speak out first, or your parents should speak out first?
너희들은 뭐 그런 맘대로 엄마 아빠가 할게 뭐야 내면 그러지.
But the kids out there in the secular world said, Mom and Dad, you have nothing to do with my marriage. I will pick my spouse.
그렇게 자기 맘대로 하는데 하나님이 이때는 그 남자의 마음에 성상적 남성 성격, 여자의 마음에 형상적 성격이 들어가가지고 하나 되어갔다고 생각하겠나?
When they have, children have that kind of nasty, individualistic, selfish attitude, do you think God will still want to dwell within themselves? Boy who represents the 성상 character of God, girl who represents the 형상 character of God? What do you think?
왜? 문제가 크다고.
It's a big problem.
하나님 관여할 수 없다.
God cannot touch them.
그래서 통일교회는 히어로브를 전부 다 갖고 첫 번 사랑할 수 있는 데는 부모의 생각을 맞이해야 되고 서상 생각을 맞이해야 된다고 말이야.
That's why in a Unification Church tradition, Father's teaching is that children who are growing up must protect your love to become a pure love until the time comes for your marriage. Then you have to get permission from your own parents, also from your ancestors.
Ancestor.
To be allowed to use your love of.
Ancestor, every ancestor, including God too.
When we say ancestor, we are talking about
온
including God.
온 세계가 ancestor가 있으니까 온 우주가 yes, 왜 아줌마인 that kind marriage phenomenon.
The entire universe and the entire cosmos should welcome your marriage. That's what Father is saying.
그 가운데 도리에서 요즘 렉스가 빰빰빰빰빰빰 이래가지고 첫사랑할 때에 하나님과 더불어 같이 사랑할 수 있기 때문에 하나님은 정적인 부모요 아담은 행적인 부모니 두 부모의 핏줄이 연결돼가지고 두 부모의 사랑 그걸 참사랑이라고 생명 두 몸뚱이가 하나 돼가지고 lineage가 연결되는 거예요.
At the time of marriage, for example, like Adam and Eve's marriage without fall, at the moment of making first love between husband and wife of Adam and Eve, that's the moment that the vertical parent, God, will come down upon them and dwell within them. Then Adam and Eve will represent the horizontal true parent. That's where the true parents will appear, emerge, and the true love and true lineage will emerge.
그래. 어떻게 할 얘기야?
God as being vertical parent, true parent.
dual parents lineage를 커넥트라는 것이 하나님의 아담 가정에 태어난 첫 아들, 딸이 되어야 된다는 거야.
So Adam and Eve were in the position to inherit, to create this dual true parentship, vertical true parents of God, horizontal true parents of Adam and Eve themselves through this marriage relationship.
그 두 페런트 가운데 버티컬 페런트가 멈춘 사랑을 느끼게 했나 호리존탈 페런트가 사랑을 멈춘 느끼게 했나.
But then between these two sets of true parents, vertical true parents and horizontal true parents, which set should feel the true love first?
어떤 게 센터가 돼가서
Which one should be the center?
버티컬이 센터
Vertical true parents or vertical horizontal true parents?
전부 다 센터 돼가서
Vertical or horizontal?
그래서 여러분의 버티컬 전부 다 핏줄을 이어받아야 할 것이 양심이라는 것이고 호리존탈 핏줄을 받으려는 것이 몸뚱이라는 거야.
So remember, your mind, your conscience is the position to inherit vertical lineage from God. And your body is in the position to inherit horizontal lineage from your physical parents. Your mind, your conscience is the position to inherit vertical lineage from God. And your body is in the position to inherit horizontal lineage from your physical parents.
타락함으로 말미암아 vertical parents
But because the fall of man, the vertical parents, vertical true parents, were chaste.
왜냐면 horizontal parents는 뭐냐면 사탄하고.
But then horizontal parents sided with Satan.
Satan!
It's the most fearful phenomenon.
Center pose parents is horizontal parent. Even though it is not minus position. Parents. Plus parents lost, minus parents. Both world parents lost. That is fallen phenomena. understand? clearly? 그래서 타락한 이후에 이 모든 남자나 여자는 사탄이 사랑을 주고 심삼고 천지를 파괴시키는 무도장이 되었다는 거예요. 무도장.
That's why the entire humanity, who are the descendants of fallen human ancestors, became the tools of Satan. So this world actually, that's why without any exception, this is the dancing stage of Satan. Our life is such a
이제 너희들이 결혼을 알았다. 신결을 지켜가지고 내가 신랑의 방을 찾아가고 신부의 방을 찾아갈 때는 하나님과 하나된 종행의 몸뚱이가 참사랑 참생명과 참혈통을 이기 위해서 전부 다 사랑관계를 한다.
So if you children keep yourself pure and genuine all the way until the time comes that you marry and you find your spouse, and the first moment you make love with your spouse is the place where God will come. It will be a sacred moment, then you will be able to inherit true love, lineage, and life from God.
신랑이 새씨가 들어가지고 새씨는 황금판에 놓은 전부 다 갈 것 같고 신랑은 전부 다 다이아몬드를 비치는 야광석같이 해가지고 둘이 합하게 될 때 여기서 벌어지는 천지의 광채가 우주를 덮고 남는다는 걸 알아요.
This is such a fantastic, the phenomenal situation Father describes about the lovemaking between the pure, genuine, the blessed couples. When husband comes to make love with the wife, wife is prepared there like a pure gold, 24 karat gold, glowing. But then husband comes in as the most precious, glowing diamond. So by having this most beautiful and glowing diamond and gold together joined, it will create the world of kingdom there, kingdom of God, which will encompass the entire world.